Welcome to Math 110 Online Spring 2020. I just wanted to take a moment to welcome you to the course and to give you a little tour of the course so that you know what to do, where to go, where to find things, and I hope you find this course tour video very helpful. So when you come into the course, the first thing you will see once you get registered and you log in is the announcements area. And the announcements area is very important for you as a student. You will need to click on the More button to be able to see the announcements. And so you can see that I have the first announcement here. It's a welcome announcement for the first week of the class. And it just welcomes you to the course. It has a welcome video, which includes a welcome from me. And it has as well tips about how to be successful in the course, and then it has a listing of things that you should be working on during this first week of class. Getting registered for the course, which if you are logged in and you see this message, then you have made it inside the course, inside my math lab. And then there are several things that you need to do prior to getting started with the actual work for the course. One of those is to send me an email stating that you have read and understood the syllabus, and this is due by January 24th, 2020. You also must send me an email with your proctor information by January 24th, 2020. The proctor information just lets me know where you will be taking your two proctored exams. If you are an HCTC student, more than likely you would be taking them on the Lee's campus in the testing center or in the math lab with Richard Ramsey, and on the Hazard campus in the testing center or in the math lab with Laura Brashear. There's an introduction in the chatter box as well as a class assignment one that's also due by January 24th, and then getting started with the rest of the work for the course. So these are all startup activities that are due by January 24th, which is the end of the second week of classes. Your startup instructions are here inside the course. They have also been emailed to you, and they are inside the Blackboard shell. If you are inside the course, you probably have already been in contact with these startup instructions, and if you scroll through, it tells you how to get started with my math lab. And again, if you're in here and you're seeing it, you're already started with my math lab. But then it has a section on what to do next. It talks about the syllabus, it talks about the different areas within the course. There's some screenshots that will help you with accessing different areas of the course. And that is also being covered in this video currently as we're going through this class. So a few little bits of information inside this startup instruction document. Quiz and test procedures, you will want to read those very carefully. This is about your proctored exams. The Unit 4 and the final exam must be proctored. And then again, just some additional information. You have about your instructor. This just gives you my email, my phone, my office location, office hours, a little bit about me. You have a syllabus button, and this contains your syllabus. Now your syllabus has also already been emailed to you, as well as placed inside the Blackboard shell, so there's several places you can access your syllabus. The next piece of information is the schedule of due dates. This is very, very important. I would print this out and use it as a checklist just to check off things as you do them and submit them so that you know you are not missing any assignments. So you will see these are all of the startup activities that are due the first couple of weeks of class. Class assignment 2 on logic is due January 27th, and then you start with your first homework assignment and first quiz due February 3rd, and then you move through to your first test, and then so on. The document just goes on all the way down to our Unit 4 and our final exam proctored. So everything is set up, due dates are here, everything is assigned ahead of time. You will receive weekly announcements, which are again going to be located under the announcements page when you come into the class. These weekly announcements will also be emailed to you, so it is very important that you look for the weekly announcement and that you look for that weekly email so that you do not miss anything that's coming up due that week. The lecture notes area is going to be very important for you. These are your 4 unit folders, and within each of these unit folders we have lecture notes for each chapter that you can work through to basically teach you or help you to learn the material. And so every unit has a couple chapters worth of information in there. So you want to make sure you are always coming to this place first. You will notice once we get to Unit 3, there are some extra lecture notes dealing with Chapter 8 and Chapter 11, and so you want to make sure that you are accessing those extra notes as well, because they're there for a reason. And so we go back to the main menu. The homework, quizzes, and tests button, this is where the meat of the class actually is contained. You will see your first quiz, which is your syllabus quiz. Then you'll see your homework, your practice quiz and your quiz, your homework, practice tests in a homework and quiz version, and then the Unit 1 test. So there's plenty of opportunity for practice before you take the real quizzes and the real tests. I would recommend that you take advantage of that practice work. Next, you see the chatter box, which is the class discussion board. You want to make sure that you introduce yourself to the class. This class questions and my math lab questions is just a general area where you can ask general questions. Class assignment 1 answers are to be posted here on this thread, and then you can see you have discussions for every single chapter in the book that we cover. Some of them we don't cover, so you won't have a discussion for that chapter. But if you're struggling with something in Chapter 3 or you're struggling with something in Chapter 5, come here to the discussion board, post a question, post a comment. I could chime in, maybe your classmates might chime in, but this is the place for you to get some interaction with me and with your classmates. A couple of extra discussion boards, because you have a couple of extra assignments that go with Chapter 11 and Chapter 13, and those discussion questions are here as well. They are listed on your schedule of due dates, and you will be reminded via the weekly announcements and the weekly emails that these are coming up. Your grade book is where you will go to see your grades, and obviously since I'm in instructor mode, there are no grades for me in this class. The other thing that I really want to point out is your study plan. This is the place where you can get extra practice. It is not required, but it can give you extra practice. What I recommend when you click on study plan is to go to all chapters, and then you can start to see there are some purple push pins on certain things. Purple push pins mean you need some more study on that area, and your study plan is set up based on results of your quizzes and tests, so it's very personalized to you as a student. So you can go into the study plan and do extra work if you want to, but keep in mind it is not required. The Multimedia Library is the place where you can find extra resources for the class, PowerPoints, animations, videos, and multimedia textbook. So I'm just going to leave it on all chapters and all sections and select all and find, and you will see that for every chapter there are textbook pages, videos, PowerPoint, and so that goes with every chapter. There are some animations as well with some chapters, and so a lot of extra things here that can help you be successful with the class. Chapter contents is where you go to access your textbook, and again you can just get your textbook, video, study plan, so it kind of repeats a lot of what's in the Multimedia Library, but it is there for you to access. The assignments button has a couple, 3 things in there. The first one is an intro quiz. This is not something that you have to do and turn in to me. Rather, this is something that you might want to just look at, use it as a review as we start the class. These are some prerequisite skills that you should be okay with prior to starting the work in the class. Class assignment 1 on getting to know my math lab is posted here. So you can actually see this says to explore my math lab, and then go to the discussion board and post your answers to the appropriate thread. And then class assignment 2 on logic is posted here as well. You do have also tools for success where you can do things like download video podcasts, vocabulary flashcards, algebra review, basic math review, business math review, and so quite a few things here that can actually help you. Pearson Tutor Services, course information, my Math Lab help and support, and how do I enter answers. So there's a few things here that can help you as well. I hope you have found this video, course tour video, to be very helpful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, email me, call me, stop by and see me in my office in Jackson Hall 217, and I would be very happy to help you be successful in the course. Thank you.